The State of Play.
Hello one and all, it's Stippling here, and today I'm neither reviewing nor building anything. Instead, I wanted to take a brief reprieve from all that and catch everyone up to speed on where I'm at, where the channel's at, and where the channel is headed. This will be a Play Stippling news segment of sorts, and I will do these only when there are significant updates I would like to express to each of you directly. For those that don't have the time to watch this entire video, or maybe only care about certain portions of its content, I've included a table of contents in this introduction that will allow you to skip to any section of it, as long as you have annotations enabled and are not on a mobile device. Anyways, let's get started. As you're all probably well aware by now, Bionicle was cancelled. If you haven't already seen it, I've uploaded a reflection video on its untimely demise and how important the series was to me. So I encourage you to check that out if you haven't already. I do want to reiterate one important point that was touched on in that video, which is that Play Stippling is here to stay. The channel will continue business as usual, with a few interesting and exciting twists that I'll get to later in this update. Again, the immediate future of this channel will continue to be Bionicle-centric, though I will cover all CCBS-based content, so the next line of Star Wars sets will be reviewed as soon as I get them. In addition, if a new CCBS series is created, and I truly hope that it is, I will also cover that as well. But we'll cross that threshold when we get there. To all of those who have supported me by watching my videos thus far, I thank you. It is loyal and supportive fans such as you that have made all of this possible. I never expected back in January when I posted my first mock on the internet that I would encounter such encouragement from the community. There are three major ways that you could help contribute to this channel. First, I'm looking for talented artists, in particular those who are good with Photoshop and digital art, to assist me in improving the overall aesthetic of my channel. The number one way I would love to do this would be the inclusion of digital caricatures of me and my Mocs, Stipalu, Etalk, etc. for the banner and title screen in my videos. But I would also absolutely adore any fan art one might submit, or pretty much any artistic creation you'd like to extend to the channel. Ideally, I would like to find one dedicated artist who would be willing to do some artwork for the channel to maintain a consistent styling. And I wouldn't be opposed to working out some form of compensation for your time. Those who simply want to create something for fun, please submit any fan art or digital images to playstippling@gmail.com. Please be sure to include that you grant me permission to use these images, what name you would like to be credited under, and any link to your artwork that I can share with others. Even if I don't end up using your creation in the branding of this channel, I will make an art showcase video as a thank you should I receive enough submissions. Second, I am looking into the possibility of starting a Patreon account. If you don't know what Patreon is, I've included a link here on this video and in the description below to a short YouTube video explaining exactly how it all works. I will release my own call to action video when the Patreon account is created, but I would love to hear in the comments section below some suggestions you might have for Patreon rewards. Lastly, to those who are as unartistic as me and unable to donate any monetary support through Patreon, you can still help me by watching my videos, sharing them with your friends, or even using what you see here as inspiration for your own mocks and videos. Just knowing that I in some way contributed to your creative pursuits is a huge boost to me and makes it all worthwhile. The 30-minute mock series is perhaps my most popular series on my channel, and thus I have a lot of things to cover with it. 30-minute mocks began as a simple idea. Build something in 30 minutes and use fan ideas to propagate the builds. This was a fantastic idea in theory, but quickly became repetitive for me in practice. This is how story became an important pillar of the series, and one that I think and hope drives a lot of you to watch week to week. While I love including the story elements on the show, I had never mapped out exactly how I wanted it all to work, or even what my long-term goals for the story would be. This put me at a crossroads where I had to decide where to take the series, and it essentially came down to three options. Number one, continue the story elements but confine them to that episode. This would mean that each story would be about a minute or two of standalone fun that didn't connect in any way with an overarching plot. Number two, remove the story elements entirely and move them to a new series. I heavily debated this, but I felt as though this would rip the heart out of what makes 30-minute mocks unique. Number three, build up the storyline over the course of 10 episodes and conclude with a two-part story-driven finale. This third option is exactly what I decided to do. So what this all means is that the 30-minute mock series will be divided up into seasons of 12 episodes. You may have already noticed that the titles of each episode now have a season and episode number listed. Currently, Season 1 is sitting at 10 episodes, meaning we have 2 remaining. These 2 episodes will be entirely story-based and will resolve the cliffhanger we were left with at the end of episode 10. This will give me ample time to explore a lot of the questions that have come up over the course of the series, and to provide some answers to those questions, and hopefully some more compelling questions to explore later on. To the dismay of some, there will not be any actual mock building in these next 2 episodes. In order to deliver a coherent storyline, I have to consider what makes sense for the plot. I will, however, continue to select fan challenges, honorable mentions, and accept new challenges in the comments of those videos. In addition, these 2 episodes will take time to complete and will not follow the regular schedule, meaning do not expect the next episode today or any day in particular. Instead, they will come out as soon as they are completed and no sooner than that. I do promise that these episodes are my absolute priority, so I will not be filming anything else until I'm done with them. When the last 2 episodes of Season 2 are complete, I will begin pre-production work on Season 2. My hopes are that this extra time will help me write a more coherent plot that fuses narrative with the builds, and has a much more natural story arc. I'm not certain when Season 2 will begin, but I know that this is my most prized series, and I will do my best to get it out sooner rather than later. I've had quite a number of people ask me if I will be entering the Makuta building contest. My answer is an elated yes! I've already begun work on my creation, and I'm very excited to share him with all of you. I've already seen a number of the entries others have submitted, and they look fantastic. Kudos to those watching who already submitted their Makuta, and I hope you enjoy mine as well. I will also be posting a mock showcase of the completed creation when it's done, which you can expect sometime in late August. This, coincidentally, is another good reason why a brief hiatus in the 30-minute mock series is necessary. My Makuta is pretty immense and has swallowed up more parts than a vortex to the Shadow Realm. I haven't forgotten about the Mocitorium series, nor the fact that Ikimu was never looked at or modified. I still do have plans to do that, as well as much more, so definitely stay tuned for those videos. The series will also expand to explore not only building techniques, but also everyday issues that arise as mock makers. The brief reprieve from constantly writing 30-minute mock scripts will also give me much more time to keep up with my other commitments such as this. I'm excited to tease a new series on my channel, but this really is just a tease, as the name is still pending and the exact subject matter is still under wraps. But I can say that I will not be hosting it. At long last, Stippling will be the star of his own series, and the topic is one that is near and dear to his heart. Well, I think he has a heart. Keep an eye out for an introduction video to this series in the not-so-distant future. Okay, well, I think I've talked everyone's ear off at this point, so if you've made it this far, you get 1 Stippling badge of Snark and 1 of Etalk's world-famous Pebble cookies. I thank you so much for all the love, support, and feedback you've bestowed upon this little channel of mine, and I hope that I can continue to provide the quality content many of you come to appreciate and enjoy. Thanks for watching.